back again on To Kook You. Today we have news that has truly shaken the entertainment world. Something unimaginable happened so quickly, so shockingly, and so wow. Tian Xu Ning, the young actor who has always been known for his cool, collected demeanor and aloofness from all romance rumors, suddenly set the entire internet ablaze with just one action: kissing Ziyu openly in public. No one expected it. No one anticipated it. It all happened so quickly, so spontaneously, and so dramatically that it felt like we were all watching the climactic scene of a romantic drama. The difference was, this time it wasn't a drama. It was reality. Eyewitnesses at the scene even said that the atmosphere suddenly fell silent before bursting into panicked screams and cheers. The incident began at a small fan meeting, which was actually just a casual affair. Tian Xu Ning had just finished a photo shoot, while Ziyu was attending a short promotional event. There was no agenda connecting the two. There was no script. There was no scene. But fate had other plans. According to the viral footage, they initially only spoke briefly on the edge of the event area. Fans who recognized them began raising their phones, trying to capture even a fleeting moment together. Tian looked a little awkward, while Ziyu smiled broadly, as usual. But the next second, Tian Xu Ning approached. Ziyu looked shocked, and in one swift movement, Tian kissed Ziyu on the lips. It was only a few seconds, but enough to make everyone lose their minds. The screams of fans immediately echoed. Some screamed, some laughed hysterically, and some dropped their phones in shock. Comments began pouring in even before the video was finished. Some fans shivered in disbelief. Others ran over to confirm what they were seeing. What was most striking was Ziyu's expression. In the video, she froze for a moment, but a second later, she chuckled and lightly hit Tian's arm, as if to say, "Are you crazy or what?" But Tian only smiled faintly without saying anything, which only made the situation even more mysterious. On social media, the clip spread like wildfire across a dry prairie. Within minutes, hashtags containing their names topped the trending charts. Some wrote, "I fainted." Others shouted, "This is the craziest fan service ever," and many were confused, asking, "Are they dating?" Netizens began to speculate. Some were convinced it was a sudden confession. Others thought it was part of a major, unannounced promotion. Still others believed it was a spontaneous moment that Tian had been wanting to do for years, but had only just now come true. Both agencies were immediately flooded with questions. But as of this video's release, no one had made an official statement. Silence. Very silence. And that silence only made netizens run wild with theories. Some longtime fans recalled their interview some time ago. At the time, Ziyu had been on the list of people Tian wants to have dinner with. The answer was taken as a joke, but now, no one dared to underestimate her anymore. Many recapitulated the moment and rewrote it in all caps, filled with emotion. The fandom was divided. Those who wept with emotion because their ship had finally sailed, and those who were still in shock and speechless. But one thing was certain: they couldn't look away from their phone screens. This incident even sent entertainment reporters running all over the city in search of the two artists. Were they still together? Had they moved away? No one knew. The video seemed to open the door to 1,000 speculations, but it kept the real answer tightly shut. But one thing was undeniable. The moment looked incredibly real. There were no professional cameras, no dramatic lighting, no stage. Just two celebrities standing too close and one spontaneous action that changed everything. And as usual, we viewers are never satisfied with just one clip. Fans began slowing down the video to 0.25x speed, searching for clues. "Look at Tian's hand," someone said. "Look at Ziyu's reaction afterward," another said. Every movement was analyzed in as much detail as they could, as if they were professional detectives. Meanwhile, Several people who were at the scene began sharing additional stories. Some said Tian seemed nervous from the very beginning of the encounter. Others claimed to have seen Ziyu flirting with Tian before the fans' cameras were turned on. It all sounded plausible, but there was no definitive proof. Amidst the ongoing uproar, several anonymous sources began to emerge with testimonies that garnered even more attention. One event staff member claimed to have seen Tian standing and staring at Ziyu for a long time before finally approaching her. The look, she said, was no ordinary one. There was nervousness, determination, and something indescribable, as if he had been contemplating this move since before the event began. This testimony further fueled the theory that the kiss was more than just a spontaneous act. Meanwhile, Ziyu is finally seen leaving the building where she was scheduled to have her next schedule. Although she smiled and waved as usual, fans in attendance reported seeing a slight blush on her cheeks. When someone shouted out a question about the kiss, Ziyu simply laughed and raised her eyebrows without giving any answer. This small gesture only further strengthened the suspicion that he was enjoying the moment, or even knew something the world didn't. On fan community platforms, some people began piecing together a timeline of their secret relationship. Some recalled the moment when Tian was seen borrowing Ziyu's hoodie backstage. Others found old photos of them accidentally wearing the same color at 2 different events. Now, all the little things that were once considered coincidences suddenly felt like pieces of a puzzle that had been overlooked. But on the other hand, many were worried. The entertainment world doesn't always take kindly to relationships that are exposed without planning. Some fans wondered if Tian's actions would have major consequences for both of their careers. Would the agency reprimand? Would the media pursue them mercilessly? There were no definitive answers. There was only a mixture of anxiety and excitement hanging in the air. And ultimately, as the night wore on, one thing remained clear. Today's events had made a small mark in the entertainment world. A moment that initially seemed simple turned into a massive storm that swept across the entire fandom in a single breath. Regardless of how things play out, one thing is certain. Everyone is waiting to see if tomorrow will bring clarification or a new chapter in the increasingly unpredictable story of Tian Xu Ning and Ziyu. This drama isn't over yet. In fact, it's only just begun. And we at kook will continue to monitor the latest news to bring you all the hottest information. The question now is this love finally revealed? Or is it just a moment of impulse that they'll clarify tomorrow morning? What's clear is that the entertainment world won't be calming down anytime soon. And all of you, our loyal viewers, ready or not, will continue to follow the developments in this shocking story between Tian Xu Ning and Ziyu. That's all for today's update. Stay tuned for the rest of the story, only on kook.